Okay, this is going to be my final video out of this book. This book is what I've been using, and I've been doing every figure in this book except for Zhu Xi and Li, which I haven't been taught about at all. But in this video, I'm going to be discussing Zhu Xi. Zhu Xi is not sushi, but Zhu Xi. Zhu Xi was born in 1130, and he was quite revered for his teaching. And Zhu Xi is kind of where you get basically the whole Li and Qi thing. Changzai had some of it. The Chang brothers had a little bit of it, but Zhu Xi is mainly where you get, this idea of Li and Qi that is talked about in the people following him. So, as you know, Li is principle, and it has to do with the rights and moral norms, and it also has to do with the way, has to do with heaven, it has to do with metaphysical reality. So in a way, Li is just like this really, it's a very simple thing, and at the same time it's a very, very, very complex thing. It's a lot of stuff packed into one word, while vital force is Qi. So we have this thing between principle and vital force, Li and Qi. The supreme synthetic mind in Chinese knowledge is synthesizing the moral mind. We have a humanistic morality, and which someone's calling me from Colorado. I have no idea who that is. Okay, which humanistic morality is sometimes similar to Buddhist or Taoist things, because there are certain concepts of that Buddhism or Taoism will have. But so Zhu Xi wanted to Confucianize Buddhist metaphysics and try to make a realism out of some of that stuff. And morality, he says that moral philosophy must be based on a sound metaphysical system. So he needed to have a foundation for his morality. So we have three things in his metaphysics, and all of these principles come from previous thinkers. One is Taiji, or supreme ultimate, which we've talked about, which is from Chudani. And we have Qi, which is vital force, which comes from Changzai. And we have Li, which is principle, which comes from Changyi. And again, Li is something that everybody talks about, but kind of like he has this guy who wrote this book kind of refers to that, to the way Zhu Xi uses that back to Changyi. So Taiji comes from the I Ching, or the Book of Changes. And Taiji is the cosmic origin, and it is a ontologically necessary being, and everything else other than Taiji is contingent. It is the primordial source of the universe. It is the way, the Tao, and it's kind of in a way like Tian, like how Confucius had the idea of Tian. This is in a way Zhu Xi's idea of that, Taiji. Then we had Li, which is principle or reason, and like I said, you're talking about that for a very long time as to what many things that Li means, coming from the Chang brothers. Li is the ultimate morality of the ultimate reality of the cosmos. Excuse me. Li is the source of a myriad of things, and it's how and he asked the question, how are Taiji and Li related? And Zhu Xi agrees with the Cheng brothers' idea of Li. Zhu Xi says that it's logically necessary to assert ontological foundations, and Taiji or Li, Taiji and Li are in a way the same thing, and that thus both are ultimate reality. For Zhu Xi, Taiji equals Li in a way, but they are not the identical thing. They are the same thing, but they're not identical, if that makes any sense. And I guess that's the way it is, because Taiji is the necessary being, while Li, the principle, the reason, everything that is packed into the word of Li has everything to do with Taiji. So in a way, they are the same thing, but they're not the same. They're not identical. So you couldn't put Taiji and Li and put a equal sign in between. Li is theoretical and metaphysical, but also practical and physical. And so we have this Li and Qi dualism, and again we have a dualistic modism. After principle is vital force. So Li and Qi are inseparable and dependent upon one another. Li is prior to Qi logically, and Qi is posterior to Li physically. Li and Qi, they are inseparable and they are complementary. So Li complements Qi, and Qi complements Li. Li is above and is reason, and Qi is physical and it is below. So Wang Anmin wouldn't make a above and below distinction, but all the others that I've been talking about here have. Li is one, but its manifestations are many. So we have a dualistic monism, one and many. Zhu Xi was a monistic pluralist. That's another way of putting it. Mind, or Shin, connects to both worlds of Li and Qi, and Shin connects both worlds. Through Shin, or mind, you have the consolidation and interaction of the worlds of Li and Qi. Zhu Xi synthesized rationalism and empiricism of Western philosophy, and he did, really, because empiricism, if you recall, is that we should do philosophy based on experience, and he is doing that by having a somewhat of an emphasis upon Shin, or the mind, and he's also being a rationalist or a metaphysician, emphasizing upon metaphysics by talking about Taiji and Li and Qi. So there are 4 books and five classics to keep in mind that are the texts that these Neo-Confucianists were reading and were teaching. 4 books. We have the Great Learning, the Doctrine of the Mean, the Analects, and the Mencius. Five classics are the book of poetry, the book of documents, the book of rites, and the spring and autumn, and the I Ching, or the book of changes. Zhu Xi tried to dissolve human extension. He tried to figure out how everything fits together. He had an idea of the heart mind, and how self-cultivation has to do with investigation, and how you need Qi to activate Li. Li is prior and Qi is posterior. However, the dog is eating and slurping and distracting me. Sorry. You need Qi to activate Li. So how Qi is below, and how we as physical beings are all basically Qi. We in a way we have to actualize Li, and that's kind of in a way synonymous with becoming a sage. So, having done these thinkers, I want you to tell me if you think that I should do anything else on these few thinkers that I've done. How many? Let me think if there is anything I left out. First off, no. Okay. All in all, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 thinkers in the Neo-Confucian tradition. So if you think that on any of them that I have messed something up or left something out, comment below, let me know. Other than that, following this, I'm going to move on to the 4-7 debate having to do with, the Korean Neo-Confucian strand, having to do with Twege and Yulgok and Kobong and